What's going on, guys? Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7, and here I have my latest action camera. This is the awesome SJCAM SJ8 Pro. Now what sets this guy apart from the others is it can record in 4K at 60 frames a second like the new GoPro Heroes, but this guy is at a much cheaper price. It does have a 2.3-inch touchscreen which is really responsive, and it claims to be a retina. It's got like a high resolution, which it does look very nice as well. Ambarella chipset, 12 megapixel Sony sensor, electronic image stabilization, H.264, H.265 as well, and it does also get rid of the old school micro USB and brings the new Type-C. Quickly through some of the specs, and this is where it gets very impressive, especially at this price point. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to go check it out. It is from GearBest. It's got a 12 megapixel Sony IMX377 CMOS sensor, 170 degrees. Image is 12 megapixel, 8, 5, 3 and 2. It does do the video at 4K at 60 and 30, 1080p at 120, 60 and 30, and also does have other formats as well, but we'll get through that later on. Connections, Type-C, Wi-Fi. You can also put an external mic, and SJCAM remote control, but that's an optional, doesn't include that in here. But enough of that. Now, I've had a few SJCAMs in the past, and they've always been good cameras for the budget minded, but I think they're stepping up their game a lot because, yeah, I don't know, some of the footage I've seen with this compared to like a new GoPro, it's pretty hard to tell the difference. But there we go. It does come in a nice waterproof case in there. We'll leave that on the side and see what else you get in these other two boxes. So we get some basic mounts, rubber lens cap, more mounts with quality 3M double-sided tape as well. Your Type-C connector, mounts, brackets. Did I say more mounts? Some more double-sided tape. This is another back door for the waterproof case, but this one you can actually use it and touch the touchscreen, and you can be able to operate it when it's wet. The other one you won't. Cleaning cloth, not a tissue. Stickers and an instruction manual. So you can go through this if you like. Now SJCAM do have various models of SJ8 Air, SJ8 Plus, and the SJ8 Pro. Now the Plus and the Pro use the same image sensor, but there are a lot of differences come later on when you can read all that if you want. You can actually pause that video there if you'd like to read more. But yeah, it gives us a good rundown on all the components on how to use this guy. It's in different languages, so it's not that thick, but you can read that if you like. But this is what we're here to see, and yeah, it is quite small. Let me see if I have another SJCAM lying around. I can show you the size difference. Yep, certainly do. So this is the SJ5000X, and as you can see, a few iterations newer. This SJ8 Pro is much smaller in overall size, especially in that depth, as you can see. But I'll get the camera out there, we can show it once it's out and about as well. But let's have a quick look at the case. Comes included with this bracket alongside as well. Peel that guy off, nice protective stickers. And this case does seem very sturdy, and also does come with an extra touch back if you want to use a touchscreen along with it as well. So we've got like a little pull down mechanism here, and now you can release it at the back door, just like that, and it's in here with some force. Certainly fits in like a glove. There we go there. Some of these are protective stickers. Make sure you're going to take that one off before you record. I also do like this new front screen here, which tells you what you're recording, your battery percentage, all that kind of stuff. Something about that's just therapeutic. So there we go. Let's just have a quick look around the device, and while I'm at it, let's get this older one, because some of you guys might have this older one and you want to see the size difference. So as you can see there, it's fairly different. Not as high, not as thick. Length is pretty much on par, but anyway, let's get rid of this old school SJ5000X. This still is a great camera. I do use that still. Nothing wrong with it, but let's have a look at this guy. Okay, so basically what we have here is your power on, power off button. Up here you have your photo button and video button. There's a grill slot here is your speaker. Obviously you have your lens. Down here you have your microphone, little front screen like I mentioned before, which displays, you know, the battery percentage, your time lapse, like your time you've been recording for and all that kind of stuff, but I'll show you that once we boot it up. Under this little door here you have your Type-C USB connection. Now the 1200 milliamp hour battery is just under that door there, and that is also where you enter, where you put in your micro SD card, and that goes from 32 gigabytes up to 128. So I'll just smack 32 or 64 in there, just like that. Did it click? And there we go. Nothing to it. A low battery warning light right there as well, and obviously your screen. But let's turn it on, push and hold for a little while. There we go there. Boots up. I'll just take a photo. Got that sound there, and as you can see, that toggled up to 1. So I changed the video, 1 click, and as you can see, it's flashing red dot here and a little red video camera symbol. And it's got a little timer up there and how much you can fit on that particular card. If we flip it around here, this handy little screen at the front gives us our format, so it's 720p, the time we've been running for, the amount left on the card, so you can see 59.2 gig, the battery percentage, and the date, or sorry, the time. So that's pretty cool. And if you push and hold, click it once, there you go, it finishes, done. Pretty sweet. And if you go playback, if I go to video, here we go here, and we can play back. Yep, and it does have volume as well. There we go there. Pretty sweet. If I go back, and you can also go back out to view your content as well. So if you want to go push that little play button, go to pictures, and you can see the pictures that you took. So there's my ugly head. I don't know if you can't zoom in. No, you can't zoom in. But there I am there, just to give you a preview of the shot you just taken. Pretty cool. And you can also delete. If I just go, you know, delete this particular photo, and yeah, push and delete, and done. Delete, yes please, done. Nice. You want to turn it off, just push and hold, just like that. Both buttons are illuminated as well, which is nice. And here we have the back of your screen. And it's hard to see on the camera, but the screen is really, really high resolution, and you wouldn't really worry about that, but if it's there, it's there, and it's awesome. Check that out. It's really, really crisp. But anyway, let's just have a quick look through the menu. One thing I noticed is you can also change the UI. So I currently got the new and updated UI at the moment with the colors, you know, all the colors. But if you want the old school one, you can go to classic, and it gives you the old school one that you get on like the SJ5000X. But let's change that back to SJCAM. And there we go. Now if you go through the video modes, you can see here, if you click on 4K, I like this UI. It's kind of set up nicely on the side. You've got like a little wheel that you roll. It goes all the way from 25 all the way up to 60 frames a second, which is nice. And if you go back to the video modes, you can see that anything that does have an option to change the frame rate does that little arrow. So I can't change on Ultra, that's at 30. If I go to 1440, that goes from 60 down to 25. So if I go back to 1080 Ultra, then 1080, here we go. So it goes to 30 to 60 frames per second. But then if I go to normal 1080p, it goes all the way up to 120 frames a second. Cool. So I'm not too sure what the difference is. Maybe the bit rate's a little bit different. But if you go to 720p, it's at 240 frames a second, so that's fixed. So I couldn't find specific information about the bitrate for all these particular ones. If I do, I'll post them. I'll put a little screenshot here or screen grab. But anyway, that's that. You can obviously change from video to photo, and same thing here. You can go from 12 all the way down to 2 megapixels, whatever you like. So let's go. It's got time lapse, slow recording, photo lapse, burst mode, video and photo, and also car mode as well. Now let's go into settings here. You obviously got your language. There's heaps of languages. I do really like this UI. I think it's really clever. Wi-Fi, and also you can also change the Wi-Fi from 2.4 gigahertz to 5 gigahertz as well, which is pretty cool. I'll format the card. Don't want to do that. Actually, let's change the language, because I just changed the language, which I don't want that. There we go. There we go. So format, auto power off, screensaver, all that good stuff. You can have the front display on or off, so let's turn that off. There we go there. Turn that back on. Happy day. So as you see, whatever corresponding menu in, it'll come up there. So we're in the settings, so it's got that little gear icon, which is nice. Indicator lights are on. Keypad tones, brightness, all the way up, all the way down, just like a smartphone. Color temperature of the screen. Let's just put that down to where it was. The volume, external microphone on and off. You can put the obviously external microphone in. The date and time, we need to control that. The gimbal, I think if you get the SJCAM gimbal, you can control several functions with the joystick on the gimbal in with correspondence with his actual camera. Frequency 60 Hz or 50 Hz. Default settings, that's where you change your skin, and the version, so it gives us what current version we're running, software version, and the date which we need to change. But that's basically it. You can also go back into this setting. So if you go back into this setting here, it gives you your EV, auto white balance, color. So you can change it to flat profile or SJCAM, depends if you want to change it up when you're doing your video editing. The metering mode, the shutter time, auto, 1/30th of a second, 1/20th, 1/10th, 1/5, 1 second, or 2 seconds, and so on. Let's put that back down to auto. Timestamp on and off. Distortion correction, which I do like, I'll leave that on. RAW, which you can shoot in RAW, on or off. Or picture quality, normal, economy, or fine. Sweet. So I think that's all to show you, with its actual UI interface. I know you just want to see the recording, so let me get it out in the field, do a few walks around, and show you the differences in the maybe 4K 60, 4K 30, 1080p, and so on. Okay guys, now I'm at the park. This is at 1080 at 60 frames a second with gyro stabilization on, so we'll see how it goes. You can always use this as like a vlogging camera if you want, but anyway, let's go put the camera on the car and see how it performs. Recently upgraded the servo in the UDR as well. Awesome. Okay, 4K at 60 frames a second, should be around about 100 megabits, and the ISO set at max 400. That crunching noise was just the body hitting the wheels hitting the tyre. Oh, sorry, the tyre hitting inside the wheel wells. Bit of one-handed driving. you like the video, give it a good old thumbs up. If you haven't, please subscribe, and yeah, also click that little notification bell so you get notified of all my new content. So thanks guys, Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. See you in the next video.